Welcome to you all in this online class. Dear students, as you know, today we will revise the chapter Delhi Sultanate, and after that the next last chapter, studied chapter, will be revised. After that, civics also will be revised. Today we have to learn about the Delhi Sultanate. Actually, Delhi Sultanate was started by slave dynasty, right? Actually, it was started by the slave dynasty ruler, right? Uh, Slave dynasty ruler, the founder of this dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak, right? The founder of this dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak. But before the starting of Sultanate dynasty, we have to learn about the political condition of India, right? Political condition of India. What was the political condition of India during this period, right? As we know, India was divided into many small areas, many small kingdoms, right? There were so many small kingdoms in India, and all of them, or maximum, they were fighting among them to get control over each other's areas. In the meantime, actually, this type of condition gives the invitation to the foreign rulers to attack. Having seen the disunity of the people of India and the rulers of India, having seen the lack of political unity among the Indian rulers, Muhammad Ghori attacked India and he conquered Punjab, Sindh, and other places. After that, he decided to control over other countries, other areas of India. He wanted to capture Delhi. In that time, Prithviraj Chauhan was ruling there. So Prithviraj Chauhan had to fight against Muhammad Ghori in the Battle of Tarain. This battle had taken place in 1191, right? 1191, in which Prithviraj Chauhan got victory and Muhammad Ghori was defeated. But again, in the next year, in 1192, Muhammad Ghori came to defeat Prithviraj Chauhan. A fierce fighting took place between two means Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori in the same place, at the same place, in the Battle of Tarain in 1192. But in this battle, result was quite different to the first Battle of Tarain, because in this battle, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated, right? Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated and Ajmer and Delhi was captured. After that, Muhammad Ghori decided to return to his own country, Gor, but he did not want to lose this conquered area. That is, he appointed his slave and very close to him, his son-in-law Qutbuddin Aibak, as his deputy in India. I mean in charge of this area in India. In this way, Muhammad Ghori handed over the right to control over this area to Qutbuddin Aibak. And just after the death of Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak declared himself as the ruler of Delhi, and in this way, a new dynasty started in India. He started a new dynasty. Its name was Slave Dynasty. You know why this dynasty was known as the Slave Dynasty, right? It was called the Slave Dynasty because the founder of this dynasty and most of the rulers of this dynasty were directly slave or their children. Since all the members, directly or indirectly, all the rulers of this dynasty, directly or indirectly, were the slave, that is why this dynasty is known as Slave Dynasty. No doubt, Qutbuddin was the first ruler of this dynasty, so he is considered the founder of Slave Dynasty. So one very important question is what? Name the founder of the Slave Dynasty. Your correct answer will be what? Qutbuddin Aibak. This dynasty is known also as Mamluk dynasty because Mamluk means slave. That is why this is known as slave dynasty. Here you are watching the images of some important rulers of Delhi Sultanate, especially the slave dynasty. They are Qutbuddin Aibak, Shamsuddin Al-Tutamish, Rajia Sultan, Balwan, Nasruddin Muhammad. Okay, one by one, we will have to learn about all these. Qutbuddin was the founder of this dynasty. He has to face many problems to set up himself as a very strong ruler. First of all, he defeated Yaldos, who was the ruler of Ghazni, and freed Punjab from him because he has captured Punjab in India. He was a great patron, supporter, and caretaker of the literature, art, and architecture. He gave full support for the development of art, architecture, literature. Many new buildings were built, many books were written, art and craft developed in that period. He is now remembered also for making or building Qutub Minar and Qatul Islam Mosque. He also built a very famous mosque, Dhaidin Ka Jhopra in Ajmer. As you know, he has given all supports, all helps, and taken care of the development of literature, art, and architecture. So in his time, two very famous, although there were many literary figures, but these two literary gems, I mean, very, very important in scholar and learned people, Hassan Azmi and Mubarak Shah, were in his court. He died in 1210 CE. After that, his son Aram Shah became the ruler, right? But he was rejected by the nobles because he was incapable to rule. His son-in-law Iltutmish became Sultan, who founded slave dynasty and strong kingdom. Right? Here Iltutmish became the Sultan. Right? He actually strengthened. He strengthened he strengthened He strengthened now here very less places. Made strong, right? Made strong to made strong made strong to the slave dynasty. Okay, made strong to the slave dynasty and set up right and set up good administration means he made strong to slave dynasty or kingdom. So in this way, these were the achievements. Now later on, you see what was the achievement of Iltutmish, right? He made Delhi capital and confronted with the problems. He defeated main rivals Yaldos and Kuwacha. He saved Delhi from Genghis Khan, attacker, invader. Many administrative reforms were made. For example, he organized Chaliha, a group of 40 Turkish novels. Actually, it was organized to get the help of such strong novels to run the system smoothly, to govern the country in proper way. He divided empire into ikkas. Ikkas means province. You have given the test based on this topic also. What is the meaning of ikkas? Next is he introduced silver coins, tanka and copper coins, Jital. He patronized art and literature and he made Delhi the capital. Right? So in this way, these were the achievements of Iltutmish, right? These were the achievement of Iltutmish. You have already learned it. Only revision is here, and the main purpose of the division is to solve your query. I mean problem, difficulty. Now next is after that Rajia Sultana became, but before Rajia Sultana, the son of Iltutmish, Ruknuddin Firoz, became the ruler, but he was killed after 7 months, and after that Rajia Sultana became the ruler. He crushed her all opponents, I mean enemies, protesters. He gave higher position to non-Turks nobles because in previous rulers' regime, Turkish novels were given preference, but to please others also, she gave higher place in the administration. She was an able military general and most capable ruler. She used to dress herself as a man in war, I mean as a male in war, to wipe out all kinds of uh, wrong belief regarding the woman that she cannot fight as male in the battlefield. And she dressed herself like a man in war time and led the army. She ruled for only 3.5 years and was killed in 1240 CE. Nasruddin Mahmud after that became the ruler, and after his death, his PM Balban, the ruler in 1266 CE, 1266 CE became ruler, and about which you have learned, right? So in this way, these were the main important rulers of slave dynasty. You have learned here important images. स्लीप डायनेस्टी का, पहले भी आपने इसको देखा है। You see here Qutbuddin Aibak, Samsuddin, Razia Sultan, Balban, and Nasruddin Mahmud. Here you see where if you had gone Delhi, you would have seen Qutub Minar that was built by Qutbuddin Aibak. Here Qatul Islam also just near to it. Here you are seeing just beside Qutub Minar. Qatul Islam was also built by him, and Dhai Din Ka Jhopra here, but it is built in Ajmer. So these are the architectural achievements of slave dynasty. Okay, so this is the description of the first part of your syllabus. No doubt, I have kept other one. So after, let me to tell you about 2 slides, right? Now let me to say, later on we will discuss about rest of the rulers. Here again I am revising the question answer. Okay, if you have the page or book, you see I have already sent all these information to you through the snap homework. No one can claim that he or she had not got. If it happens so, it means you are not prompt, you have not done your work at your time, but mostly you have done. You see, this is the part of question answer. Here, this is the A section, answer of the questions. Actually, this is not the MCQ and fill in the blanks, as well as match the following. This is the help or hints for the answer of short questions. You know, name 2 literary gems of Qutbuddin Aibak's code. Here answer, you have already answered Hasan Azmi and Mubarak Shah. After that, when and between whom was the first battle of Panipat fought? In 1526, first battle of Panipat was fought between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Next, mention 4 social evils prevalent, that was existed during the period in the Hindu society during Sultanate period. So these are the social evils, drawbacks of society. Those are sati system, child marriage, then on widow remarriage, and education. It means there was sati system. The widow had to burn with the funeral pyre or dead body of her husband. That was called sati system. Other was the child marriage. In very early age, children were allowed to marry. They were married. Next was, women was not allowed to remarry. Whole life she had to live alone, without husband. And there was no facilities of education. And in this way, their condition was very miserable. In that period, fourth question kya hai? Mention 4 items which were exported from India. Here, rice, spices, indigo, textiles. Next, name 2 sultans who kept the ulemas away from the administration. Muhammad bin Tughlaq and Alauddin Khalji. So these are the answers. You will get the help from this slide. Today I will upload it also on YouTube. Knowingly, I have made my online class video public, which can be seen or subscribed by searching on YouTube on my name, Jitendra Kumar Singh, or JK Singh, jo bhi hai, Jitendra Kumar Singh. You will search on YouTube and it will appear on the screen of your device. Have you understood? So those who have not done it, will must do it. Is it clear? जिसको भी पहले से क्वेश्चन नहीं है इस स्लाइड से आप बना सकते हो. So do not overlook this one. Okay. Now next is what? E section. Question is, describe the administrative reforms made by Iltutmish to strengthen his hold on Delhi Sultanate. You can write by yourself, you are free, but here only for your help it is given. 5 points are mentioned. You will have to write in meaningful sentence. By the help of these slides, you can frame your answer in your own words. How will you write? I am giving the example. Rest of all, or you are free to write in your own words. First, he organized Chaliha, a group of 40 Turkish nobles. He divided empire into iqtas. Iqtas were known as provinces for the better administration. What do you write? He divided the empire into iqtas for better administration. Iqtas means provinces. He introduced silver coins tanka and copper coins jital. He patronized art and literature, and later on he made Delhi his capital to guide his kingdom, control his kingdom in better way. So this is the answer. Now next answer is what? What was the achievement of Balban? I mean, next question is about Balban. Balban was a strong and capable ruler. Get the argument in this support. These are the sufficient arguments. First, he suppressed all opposition to set up peace and progress in his country, in his kingdom. Next, he created the sense of obedience and patriotism in public. He ended the power of Chaliha, that was the group of 40 Turkish nobles. He dissolved it because they were becoming more powerful than the ruler. Next, he believed in complete justice, so he provided justice to all under his strict administration. Okay, not spread any wrongdoer. If anyone used to do the wrong work, he was not left, he was brought under punishment. He used to keep his darbar well disciplined because no one was allowed to talk and laugh without his permission. If anyone used to do it, he was punished severely. In this way, this was the achievement, or these were the actions taken by Balban to make himself a capable ruler. Is it clear? Now next is, now I'm going to unmute you also, right? You can ask the question. Let me to first complete it. Okay. After that, one question more. Economic reforms of Alauddin Khalji. He fixed minimum retail prices of the goods. He started the grain storage and rationing system where people used to get their goods of daily use on the low rate and easily. He set up the different markets for different goods. He used to give the severe punishment to the cheaters or sellers who used to give a less amount or quantity of goods to the buyers. In case of capturing, he was punished. He appointed the market controllers to take care of the markets or needs and requirements of the people, as well as they were saved from the cheatings. And he reformed the land revenue system. He ordered the people to pay 50% of the produce as their uh, tax. So these were the achievement, or these were the actions taken by Alauddin Khalji under economic reforms. In this way, you have learned. Rest work will be done later on.